It's Adrian, and this week I didn't really have a video, so I kind of am stealing slash copying Lizette's video just because I do like her idea, and I do think it's a good idea for you guys to know a little bit more about us and who we are. So I'm also doing an About Me video, except I'm going to be covering some areas that Lizette didn't specifically cover, I guess. We did cover a lot of the same ones, or we will be covering, but I'm just doing a few that she didn't, and she did a few that I'm not, because I'm not. So, okay, let's go. So I'm Adrian, I'm 14, and I'm a freshman in high school. I go to University High School, which is not the same as Lizette and Serena because they go to Desert View High School. So it does make it kind of harder for us to see each other, but we do still try to see each other as often as possible just because due to us not going to the same school, it's harder for us to see each other every day like we used to in middle school. So best friends, I'd have to say, include Lizette, Serena, of course, because like I've run a YouTube channel with them and they're really cool. They're super sweet, they're amazing, and I don't know what I'd do without them. But aside from them, I have to say that my best friend, my main best friend, because I do have more than one and I probably have more than the average person. So my main best friend aside from them would be Monique, of course, because she's an amazing person and she's really cool, she's sweet, we share a lot of things in common, like likes and dislikes in people, and we just connect really well and I can tell everything, so yeah, Monique. So music, I'd have to say my favorite bands would be Maroon 5, One Direction, Blood on the Dance Floor, Avenged Sevenfold, and 5 Seconds of Summer. But as for single artists, I don't really have favorite single artists just because I tend to only listen to a couple songs from each individual artist, but I do like a wide variety of them, like Bruno Mars, Katy Perry. But then I also like country singers like Tim McGraw. I did not say David, I said Tim McGraw. And yeah, so it's just a huge variety of my interests, so I don't really have a favorite, and yeah. So family, I have my mom and my dad, but I am an only child, so I do not have any other siblings, younger or older, but I do have quite a bit of cousins, which I see pretty often, so it's not too, I don't get as lonely as most people would think I would, just because I am an only child, and Lizette is too, so we actually relate about this a lot, but I don't know, it's different for me. I don't get as lonely as most only childs do, I guess. So my hobbies include drawing and, well, drawing for mostly just because it's a great way to relieve stress, and it's helped me relieve a lot of stress over time, I guess. And if you have a lot of stress built up or you just don't know how to release like the minimum stress you do have, I would definitely recommend trying drawing because it's a great outlet to define yourself and who you are as a person through pictures instead of like other ways like actions, what sports you play. It gives you a wider variety of how to define yourself as a person and who you are. And as for another big hobby of mine, even though I don't know if I'm using this in the right like tense, I guess, for those of you that know grammar, but YouTubing, it's a big part of my life, and I went through this phase where I got really like just not sad, but like stressed out about life and didn't really know what to do, and I had a lot of pent up emotions, and then I really started getting into YouTube, and it helped me a lot with that just because watching certain YouTubes on YouTube would inspire me and help me let out emotions, I guess, in ways where I didn't have to actually talk to anybody if I didn't want to, and in ways where I could just be alone in my room and get everything out without having to talk to anybody. Like, I would just watch videos and it'd help everything. So, kind of going back to music, but not really. I just didn't mention this earlier. I do play trumpet, and I am in marching band nerd, but it's actually a lot of fun, and that phrase, don't knock it till you try it, I really think that defines marching band, because at first I was like, I don't want to do marching band, that's for marching band geeks and stuff. But now that I am doing it, it's a lot of fun, and it's not as like stereotypical as you think it'd be. And like, if you do play an instrument, or you're in middle school or high school and you do play an instrument, I would highly recommend you doing marching band just because it's a great way to meet a lot of new people, and I got a lot of new friends out of it. And like, it's really fun, and you end up spending a lot of time with those people, and they become like your family away from home. So sports that I play include baseball and soccer, even though I am no longer playing baseball because I got tired of it. And well, I played a league, well, I used to, and I just got tired of everybody there, and it kind of like ruined the sport for me. So I no longer play baseball, nor will I probably ever, unless it's like just for fun. But I am still well, not currently, but I do still play soccer. It's just like not in season right now. It'll be soon, but it's not right now. But those are the two main sports that I play. When I was younger, I did try all the main sports like football, basketball, baseball, soccer. And I only actually stuck with baseball until I was around 8 or so. I wanted to give, maybe 7, but I wanted to give soccer a try, and I really liked it. And it's like my favorite sport there is now, even though I don't actually watch sports on TV, which a lot of people think is weird about me because I am a pretty athletic person. But watching sports on TV, or even just going to like a friend's game, actually does get pretty boring for me, because I think it's more fun to be out there playing instead of just sitting by watching. But that's just my opinion. You might have a different one, so comment below if you don't have that opinion, and comment below if you do share that opinion, and we could talk about why we don't like sports. Favorite movies, I'm not gonna like list specific titles just because I actually do like a lot of movies and a lot of different genres, so it'd be hard for me to list all of my favorite movies, but I'll list my favorite, most recent ones that most of you have probably heard about, which include, and these aren't in any like specific order, by the way, I like love these all the same. They would include Pitch Perfect, The Hunger Games, and The Hunger Games Catching Fire, which if you haven't seen those, you really need to. They are amazing, but I highly recommend reading the book first because it gives you so much more backstory as to what's happening. It really makes the movie more enjoyable. And then Beautiful Creatures, which I actually have read the book. I'm almost done with the series. I need to read the last one, which is Beautiful Darkness, I believe. And if you have seen Beautiful Creatures, I extremely recommend the book series because it is so good. And honestly, I don't think the movie portrays the book as well as it could. Like, for those of you that have seen Catching Fire, if you have read the book, you will know that it followed the book almost perfectly. And I just don't feel that Beautiful Creatures does that, so I would highly recommend reading that series. And yeah, those are my favorite, most recent movies that you guys probably will have heard of. I won't list my older ones because they're just not as common, and most of you probably know what I'm talking about anyway, so I'll just save us all that trouble. And yeah, that pretty much wraps up my About Me video. I know I did cover a lot of the same topics as that did, but I think I covered a few that she didn't. And yeah, so now you have a little bit more background about, well, not background, just a little bit more info about me, and now you guys know who I am. And if you haven't seen Lizette's video yet, go check that out. And if you haven't seen our best friend tag with me, Serena and Lizette, I would go check that out. And if you haven't already, like this video, subscribe, share this video, and comment below if you or me, if we have anything in common, and if you share any of the same opinions I do, and if you disagree with anything that I like, like music or something, I don't know. Also comment below. I love feedback. It's really cool. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Bye.